So, Lynne, let's talk a little bit about affirmation. And I don't know about your path to affirmation, but mine has been a rocky one.
Yeah.
What do you think in terms of affirmation? Has that come naturally for you, or have you had to work at that?
Not at all. When I was a little kid, my mother, I can remember her sending me up to my room to write lists of things I was grateful for, because I could, I'd go on a field trip and I'd come home talking all about the one thing that went wrong in the midst of this cool field trip. So that was sort of my personality.
Yeah.
I morphed over time into an overachiever and a perfectionist, and I was really hard on myself, and of course then that overflows, and I was hard on my kids as well.
So let's throw kids into the mix of that. Now you've already got this inclination towards looking with a critical eye to now having messy kids running around.
Right.
How did you do that? What were the maybe contributing factors or things that made it difficult to affirm kids, especially young kids?
Yeah. Well, a big piece of it was Jim kind of morphed into the role of funmeister, because he was this happy-go-lucky guy. Didn't really notice the messes, wasn't really motivated to hold kids accountable for chores, and I kind of morphed into the taskmaster role, which meant that I felt like I was always following children around going, okay, did you finish everything? What went wrong? What was left out? What didn't get done? And I just felt really stuck in a pattern of negativity.
Yeah, so you've got fun dad and you've got taskmaster mom trying to get all these things done. How did you deal with that particular challenge?
Well, I developed a deep conviction that I wanted to affirm my kids. And it's centered around Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, honorable, right, pure, lovely, of good repute, if anything excellent, anything worthy of praise, let your mind dwell on these things. And I just camped on that verse. I shared it with my kids. We gave them, both of us gave them permission to respectfully confront us if they felt like we were being negative, critical, missing things that they had done well. And then we just fleshed that out in everyday life. I remember my daughter telling me about a day when I'd asked her to clean the kitchen, and she had done the floor and was really proud of it and waiting for me to notice. And I came in and said, but you didn't unload the dishwasher. And it just crushed her. Yeah. So giving a safe space for her to express her disappointment, apologize, reconcile, and get back on my pony and ride that journey of learning to affirm. Just did that over and over. And it's just a discipline to work. When I had to deal with something negative, I wanted to find something positive. Well,
and you're starting off by saying that I wanted to affirm my kids, and I think most of us as parents would say that we really want to affirm our kids, but it takes that effort to make that happen. And so your choice to look at things through the Philippians 4:8 lens and do that takes effort. But tell me a little bit about what the impact then. I mean, what was the payoff for your looking through that lens?
Well, a couple of really big payoffs. One was over time it changed and our kids noticed. And they have each expressed to me at different times how they've appreciated how hard I've worked at changing this entrenched habit. And in that, the second payoff is I think I've modeled for them how to deal with personal adversity. It's seeing something in myself I really don't like. Do I want to give up and just say, this is who I am, I'll just always be negative? And I was so tempted to do that so many times. Or do I want to persevere, grab onto the grace of God and say, by His strength, over time, I can change this? And I felt like that was maybe even the most important thing to model. So I just wanted to share this with parents because it is a difficult challenge, but it's so valuable to work at it.
And it's not something where we ignore the misbehavior.
No.
Okay, we're not going to do that.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
But this sense of the message flowing through of, child, you are safe with me. Child, you are loved no matter what. That comes right out of that with, child, you are God's workmanship.
Yeah. I can see the good in you even in this difficult situation. It's a powerful message. Yeah.
And we're going to focus equal amount of time on that as much as the misbehavior even perhaps.
Yeah.